Hey, what is up, everybody? Michael Crump back here again, talking about the latest and the greatest in PlayStation homebrew news and much, much more. So, there has been all kinds of cool developments for the PlayStation scene over the past week, and I'm going to go ahead and recap all of those right here today. So, the very first topic that I want to talk about is obviously the biggest one in the scene right now, and it is basically a GitHub that Slayer Scorvy has been working on. It has had a bunch of different commits, such as like fix missing copy to kernel of auth info, and then hook decrypt multiple self blocks. And well, unless you know the C programming language, this is going to be very difficult to understand. Well, I have talked to a couple of different folks around in the scene, and there is some information that I can share with you, and it's pretty much what you probably expect. And that is that there is going to be PlayStation 4 fake packages running on the PlayStation 5. Now, this is something that Slayer Scorvy is obviously working on and is focused on, is getting PlayStation 4 fake packages running on the PlayStation 5. Will we get this within this year? I would absolutely say yes, that we will be getting this. We will be getting this, I would say, probably within a couple of weeks, maybe even shorter than that. But obviously, I can't predict when things like this will be released. What I can tell you is that if you have a current exploitable PlayStation 5, then you will be able to take advantage of this. More details of this is obviously going to be coming out over the next couple of days, but I wanted to at least start by telling you what I know so far, and it is that PS4 FPKGs are going to be coming to the PlayStation 5. So again, if you've got a PlayStation 5, just hold on to it for right now. Don't update it or do anything like that. Just kind of keep it even in a box until this lands, and we will probably be starting with just some homebrew applications to start with. And then right after that, I would assume we would get PlayStation 4 games running. Next up is going to be the PlayStation 4. And if you are wanting to run PlayStation 1 games on your PlayStation 4, well, then this tool is called PSX to PS4. Now, I have covered this tool in the past, and it is absolutely amazing. There's also a couple of other of these applications where they're allowing you to get other game consoles, such as the PSP, and making packages for the PlayStation 4. But basically what this does is that if you have a PlayStation 1 game, you can convert that into an installable PKG that you can run on your jailbroken 9.00 PlayStation 4. So definitely something cool if you are looking to play some of those older PlayStation 1 games and you want to make your own packages without trying to figure out all the commands, etc. Next up, I wanted to cover another tool for the PlayStation 4, and this is a tool that allows you to download permanent themes just from the PlayStation 4 browser. So right now, you might have been downloading PlayStation 4 themes and then just installing them. Now you'll be able to go to this PS4 themes.store, but you can browse through some of the different themes that's on here, and there's all kinds of really cool stuff. And you can go ahead and download and set those on your PlayStation 4. So another great tool, and a number of different folks was involved in putting this together. And now the author did make a note down here saying that in order for the letters and some sounds to be installed, it is recommended to run Orbis FTP first. And there is a link to the Orbis package. So definitely check it out if you love themes. Next up, there is this new kind of PlayStation 4 emulator that is out, and really, I believe it's only been worked on for just the last couple of months. What this is that this is a PS4 emulator for Windows. Now, I know there is a couple of different emulator choices that is out there right now, but it looks like this one is staying pretty active. And down in the release notes here, what they write is that This is an early PS4 emulator for Windows and Linux written in C++. So for the status, it says it can currently load PS4 F files. So again, this is another one that you may want to kind of keep a watch on, especially if you are interested in PS4 emulation running on Windows, and at least what it says right here, Linux as well. Next up, we had an awesome update from Lappy once again with a Lies of P easy mod. So in case you aren't aware, Lies of P is a action game that is kind of based on the Souls type of games, meaning that it is very difficult. So if you played games such as maybe Elden Ring, you may be familiar with some of the very high difficulty levels. Well, Lappy made an easy mod for Elden Ring. Now he's also made one for Lies of P. So this does work with update 1.02. Keep in mind that Lies of P update 1.01 had a bug in it, which would pretty much make the game unplayable. So you definitely are going to want to switch over to 1.02. That is the version that I have been playing. And right here is where you can use a base64 website to convert that into a link, and then you can simply download it. We can see that it will work with at least 5.05 and up. Here was who it was released by, and that it does about 2 times less damage to the player if you use his easy mod. So I definitely recommend it if you want to make the game a little less challenging. Switching quickly over to the PlayStation 5, I found this on Twitter and have been unable to find who originally shared this, but what this is a PS5 IDU kiosk USB that contained Gran Turismo 7. And what it says right here in the notes, it says a dump of a USB containing stuff from March 31st, 2023. It says contains a PS5 update file, Gran Turismo 7, an IDU client, and promotional videos pictures. The USB came from Target. So I know a lot of people really like to look through these IDU discs and see what is on them and even experiment with the contents of it. So I definitely wanted to share that with you all, where maybe you could have some fun with this IDU kiosk USB stick and maybe report back to me what you found. And then next up, there has been quite a bit of discussion around this project, which is by Hoppers PS4, and it's called Waste Your Time. And what this basically is that this is trying to brute force PS4 and PS5 package passcodes. And if you look down in the features here, you will see brute force was added, threads was added, GPU, CPU information was added in 1.04. That there is a few things that you will have to retrieve, and that is the PS4 passcodes.txt and the PS5 passcodes.txt. Obviously, he can't supply that file because Sony will sue him. But if you scroll down into this, you can see that this database over here on pastebin.com has 263 titles in it. And then if we scroll down a bit here to the bottom, it does state that the GPU is disabled, that it broke with the PS5 update, but it will be fixed in another release. So definitely something worth maybe trying. It's kind of called Waste Your Time because obviously each one of these PKGs, their passcodes could be a number of different characters. I don't remember how many that it was, but the task of finding the right passcode is going to definitely take a long amount of time, which is why I think he kind of called this Waste Your Time. But something to play around with if you want to experiment trying to brute force a PS4 or a PS5 package passcode. Then back over on the PlayStation 4, there was an update here from Master_S9, and it was PS4 Edit RCO. Now, RCO is this resource container objects. So there is 3 of them that's located in here. It says top menu, notification, and then the settings. So what you could do with this tool right here, you'll see that you can do things like manipulate the way that notifications are presented. So here he has added in a Zelda icon here. I believe the font is changed here. Here is where he uses a yellow panel up at the top. And obviously, you can do a bunch of other things, such as modify the text. It's pretty much as easy as putting in your PS4's IP address and the port number, and it basically downloads that file to your hard disk drive, and then it lets you work on it within the tool. And then after that, you can obviously upload that file back to your PlayStation 4. Now, this is obviously another work in progress, but definitely something to take a look at if you want to do a little bit more customization to your PlayStation 4. And then, I can't go without talking about a couple of different new icons. And so I wanted to again bring your attention over here to Anibus, and they have released a bunch of new icons for pretty much all the new games. So we have one for Solstice, Scars Above, Sword Art Online, and then FC24. I know there is a lot of love for FC24 right now. I think that's mainly because EA Sports finally got rid of the FIFA branding, even though I would think the FIFA branding would make the game a little bit better. But what do I know? So there's all of these kind of icons, and you can use something like Lappy's icon mask to take advantage of it. But there is also more. There's another set that he released that is DNF Duel, F123, 2K Drive, Sea of Stars, Super Bomberman R2, which is a game I definitely want to check out, and then Game Bato. Game Bato is a way where if you download Game Bato, you can download full games, including DLC, on your PlayStation 4. Now, I did cover this in the last Homebrew News episode, so if you want to learn a little bit more about Game Bato, well, then you can do so there, or just do a search for it on the internet. And next up, we have a game that a lot of people has been looking forward to, and we got confirmation today that Cyber 1000 is working on it, and that is obviously the new Assassin's Creed game. So definitely check in your normal places for that if you're interested in playing it. I never got into Assassin's Creed, so I don't know. I may be skipping this one, or maybe I should play it. Let me know in the comments. And then we have an update over here for something that I believe a lot of folks were wanting, and that is PKGI for the PSP. And really, what this allows you to do is to download retail games directly on your PSP. But the code and everything is currently available for you, and you can definitely come over here and read a little bit more about it. But what it states right here is that the PKGI PSP is a PlayStation Portable port of the version for the PS3. It says this homebrew app allows you to download and install PKG files directly on your PSP. So obviously he has in there a bunch of different homebrew applications, but this will work for retail games as well. And so there are some other things in here to read, such as the notes and some setup instructions, as well as the multiple databases is currently available. But if you are still playing your PSP, this is definitely the tool that you would want to check out for that. And then the last thing that I will leave you with is that if you've got a Wii remote that's missing its battery cover, well, this person has went ahead and has scanned in their back cover of their Wii remote and has made that available so anybody can just come right in here and they can actually come in and 3D print that. This is something that I've lost many of these in the past, and now being able to just scan this in again is going to be awesome. Well, anyway, thank you so very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Michael out.